What's up, everybody? 2A Piper here. I want to do a quick video about sharpening knives on whetstones. So I'm just going to cut right to the chase. First of all, you want to soak this whetstone in water for about 10 to 20 minutes. If you have the Japanese whetstones, you're going to want to soak them for 10 to 12 hours. My camera angle is a little skewed because I want to focus more on the whetstone here. I would recommend that you have a bottle like this. I just have a little square bottle like that. Nothing special. If you don't have one of these, you can easily just take like a pop bottle, like a liter pop bottle or 20-ounce pop bottle. Just punch a hole in it, fill it up with water. Doesn't really matter if the water is clean or whatever. Also, next thing I'm going to talk about is the knife that you are going to sharpen. So this is the Old Hickory. I did a video on this about doing patina on the blade. That's why it looks like it does. I'd recommend you start with a cheap blade like this when you start sharpening. There's a lot of misinformation on YouTube about sharpening knives on a whetstone. So also water versus oil. You can do oil if you want, or you can do water. You can't do both. Alright, so I like water. You know, it's readily available. It's right there when you want to sharpen, and oil is really nice. It probably will get you a little smoother feel on your stone, but it's not as readily available. Alright, it's more expensive. That's more for people that do like custom blades and shit. So right here, push my stone up a bit. This is about 15 degrees. Alright, 15 degrees. That's where I like them. You want to put a little more pressure on your forward stroke, less pressure on your back stroke. Also, just like I really like sharpening knives because it's really relaxing to me, anyway. You can just kind of keep your finger like this. It will help you with your angle. It's a lot harder for me with my right hand for some reason. Most of you will be right-handed, and that'll be good. So I'm going to grab it like this. One thing though I want to mention real quick is you want to sharpen like this with a full length of the blade. You don't want to be going like this. All right, you don't want to be putting your blade like this. All right, just want to do the full length of the blade, like so. Already, it needs a little water. It's good to keep it lubricated. Give it a nice amount of water there. It's actually more comfortable for me to go over the top like this. Just make sure you're keeping the angle. About 15 degrees. Alright. About 15 degrees. Do you good. I mean, if you go at like 20, that'll be fine. Also, this is a let's see here. This is a 1000 grit stone. This knife is already pretty sharp if you watch my other video, but 1000 grit will get you to a good spot. You just want to make sure you keep that angle consistent, alright? And me personally, I really like the 15 degrees. If you have a smaller knife or like a hunting knife, it might be better to go a little more, maybe like 25 or so. That will help keep your edge. But for a butcher knife like this, 15 degrees is really nice. It'll help you slice those tomatoes and things like that. Push, push. Some guys like to do, you know, a couple pushes, then they'll rotate. They'll actually count the push. I don't really do that for a knife like this. I just like to get a nice burr, and you'll hear that right there. Get a nice burr on one side, and then just work it off. Rotate to the other side. The most important thing is that you are keeping that angle consistent. And do the whole length of the blade. Use the entire stone. All right, this entire stone. If you're doing little strokes like that, you're wasting time. All right, so do the entire stone. A little more pressure with the thumb really helps. So before I was keeping my finger on the tip, and that's kind of how you get a feel for your angle. But in the end, you kind of want to be like this. All right, putting even pressure on the blade, keeping that angle really helps you get a nice fine edge on it. So I kind of feel it out, and I just rub. And a lot of the time, people will put like a shitload of thought into this, like, oh man, is my angle consistent, and is it good, is this knife going to be sharp? You really don't have to put too much thought into it. Like, if you have a couple bad scrapes, like if you hold it up too high, that's fine, just work through it, just keep working it. Your blade's going to turn out awesome. Eventually you'll start to feel too where that Goldilocks point is on the blade. You'll feel that. Right there it is. you'll feel that the blade is like feeling good in your hand, and the stone is working. I'm gonna throw some water on here right now. You can kind of rub that in, get those shavings off, and go on to the other side. And then hear how smooth that sounds. Just want to be using that whole part of the stone if you can. If you can hear that. So it's all about the angle of the dangle. You'll probably want to keep some paper towels around. Wipe off the blade a bit. You can also give your stone a wipe. Paper towels aren't the best to wipe your stone. I actually shouldn't have done that. It's nice if you have like some cotton or something like that. Old work shirts are nice. Fuck that company. Just keep that angle. Kind of want to feel on the blade, feel if there's any burrs. And then what I like to do is now that I've worked it a bit, I will start changing it over. Alright, so I usually do about 7. That'll help you keep the burrs down. Needs a little more water here. Yeah, baby. And also, be good to your stone. It'll be good to you. I'm kind of making a mess, but that's fine. We can clean it up later, you know. Alright, it's already like really sharp. But now you gotta flip to your other side, which is a 600 grit. Also, if you use Japanese stones, this will all be different for you guys that use Japanese stones. I just use this 1000 to 600, and it does pretty awesome. Throw some water on. Oh, easy there, easy girl. She's a squirter. I thought I had some better cloth in this, but that's alright. You can just rub this out and then spray it off too, and it'll be fine. Just take good care of your stones is all I gotta say, and you'll be alright. I think I was on this side. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And like I mentioned earlier, it's good to push, and not really keep the pressure on when you're pulling the blade back like that. If you do keep the pressure when you're pulling it towards you, it will create much more of a burr, which isn't really good. I mean, it's fine, you know, if that's how you start, and it happens, but you know, it's better to it takes practice, but it's better to like let off the blade and then push it, and then let off, push it. You know, like that Static X song. So just like that. About 15 degrees. You wanna always maintain that that angle. That's really the most important part of sharpening on a whetstone, is to maintain that angle. And this 600 grit is going to put a really nice shine, really nice edge on your blade. And we won't be done there yet, though. We won't be done with the 600. So stay tuned for how you get it shave sharp. You're gonna be able to shave with this blade. And this is Ontario knives. I mean, it's nothing special. You can get these old hickory knives by Ontario on Amazon for, I think, $12 or $13. So you can see all that running off the stone there. That's all metal. It's metal. So that's how you know it's working. I like to do a couple hard pushes on these 600 grain. Your knife will actually be taking material off the stone. It feels really nice when you get this method down. It's like it's really nice to just sharpen with a whetstone. It's kind of relaxing, I think. So I'm gonna give it a couple more on this side. And then I'm gonna wipe consistently here too, because there's a lot more buildup. It takes a little more water, it seems like, on this side. The stone isn't as absorbent. Ugh, it smells like fish. So push it. Alright, now I'm going to go back to that about 7 strokes, and then I'll flip it. Flip it over. Wipe it quick. You don't necessarily have to wipe it. It's just kind of how I do it. There's a lot of buildup on the opposite side of the blade. Sorry. And like I said, you'll feel this with experience. You'll feel like where the burrs are on the blade. You'll be able to pinpoint that really quick. As long as you keep your angle, keep that angle consistent. Give it another rinse here. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. Spray it off. That helps to lift all the steel shavings there. And this 600 grit will give your edge a really good shine also. If you have like a super dull knife, you might want to start with a higher grit, but this 1600 works really well for me. Then, here we go. Let me give it a couple. Just like that. Wipe down. And my patina stayed for the most part. And this thing is wicked sharp right now as it is. Alright, you could probably shave with this. As a matter of fact, I think I'll show you. You can shave with it. Alright, so probably can't see it, but there is hair on that blade. I wiped down my table. It's kind of a mess. To be honest, whetstones are a bit of a mess, but I think the payoff is really good. And I'm going to show you the final steps here in a minute. Just get another paper towel. Clean up a bit. And I'm pretty impressed with this knife, honestly. For a $12 knife, I put a patina on it. I have a video on that if you guys want to check it out. I mean, it's carbon steel. I like carbon steel. I won't buy a knife that's 440 stainless. It's just 440 is junk. It does sharpen up fine, but carbon steel is just the way to go in my book, and for $12 knife, I think this is pretty good. Check out my patina video if you guys want. That's a carbon steel thing. You can do that. But hang on 1 minute. We're gonna put the final touches on this bad boy, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Alright, so final touch will be, oh, excuse me, a sharpening pad, and they look like this. You can get them in like the stone look, like my sharpening stone, and some of them come preloaded with this sharpening material. I put this on myself. If you are going to strop your blade, I recommend just rubbing the stropping compound onto the pad. Don't heat it up. Some people say heat up the stropping compound and blah blah. I think that's bad advice because you'll put too much compound on this stropping pad. So I made that mistake myself, and I regretted it because it gets matted down and doesn't do a good job of sharpening your blade. So anyway, what I like to do is I tilt the blade until it catches just a little bit, and then pull it back just like that. And don't put any pressure on it. Don't you know, force it down. Just put a little bit of pressure, and that's all you gotta do. It's kind of hard with this smaller one to do like large knives like these, but it does a really good job. And once you get good at this, you'll be cooking, man. So like right there, you kind of see how the blade will catch, what angle it will catch, and I'm not very good at this, to be honest. So I kind of shorted myself there on the blade, so you kind of want to do an angle more like this. And just get the whole length of the blade. So you kind of want to be holding these close together, if that makes sense. Just keep alternating a little bit back and forth, and like I said, once you get good at it, you can kind of cook through it a little bit. I like the green strop because it's pretty mid-range. I don't think I mean, white I think is like super fine. You don't really need anything like that on this type of knife. But there's a couple out there. I think there's the two I know of are green and white. So I like the green personally because it's pretty mid-level. I don't think you'll ever need a knife sharper than this, honestly. So just kind of practice that angle, and I suck at stropping, honestly. There's some dudes on YouTube that are like really good at it. But you just kind of want to lift the blade until it catches, and then drag the whole strap across it. Alright, and that's all I'm gonna do. I think you guys get the picture. I think you can figure it out from there. But holy shit, this thing is sharp. I mean, you can hear the sharpness on this blade, and if you have any doubts, there goes my arm here. It's probably tough to see on my phone, but that's how I like to sharpen my blades. Alright, I got a little paper here. Do a little paper test. So it's like a razor. I'm not trying to cut my fingers, so it's extremely sharp. Hope this video helped you guys out. I actually really like this knife for how much it costed. Check these old hickory knives out on Amazon because they are a really good practice knife if you are just starting to sharpen knives. Give them a try. You know, it's like I don't know, $15 or some shit like that. And if you're just starting out with a whetstone, it's a really good knife to do some practice on. And they sharpen up really nice. You know, the tip is another story, but if you're looking for a good butcher knife, this thing is unbeatable for the price. I pretty much got it just for kind of like a beater chef knife, you know. And smack the shit out of this stuff, and it's pretty good steel. It's also nice because you can thin the blade, and thinning the blade is kind of cool, and you know, put your own patina on there. So if you guys are interested in that, check out that video. You can do it with mustard, vinegar, all kinds of stuff. I got kind of the classic look on here. Thank you guys for watching. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I hope this helped you guys out with some of your knife sharpening needs, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I'll try to do more knife videos if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments. Thank you.